I want you to just think for a second. Think about what's around you. What are you thinking of? If you live in a Western country, you'll probably think of emotionally weak, obese, and lazy people everywhere. Did you know that over 50% of the population in America is overweight or obese? How crazy is that? That if you're in shape, if you're fit and you're healthy, you're technically now considered to be a minority. I wouldn't say it's completely their fault either, although they are a big part of the problem. See, we live in such an easy and safe world that there's no need to remain in shape. There's no immediate repercussions for gaining an extra 3 kilos in fat. There's nothing immediate that's a problem that is forcing us to make these harder but better for you decisions. See, in the modern day, everything you need is at your fingertips. Think a couple hundred years ago when there were only small towns where people worked day in and day out to provide food for their little town, and their chief made sure everything was fair and did their best to keep the mini clan functioning. And you know what? I'm pretty sure that, as well, overall, those people were happier. We see the graphs, depression and anxiety are skyrocketing each year, so it wouldn't be weird to assume that these people a couple hundred years ago would have been happier than people today. Why were they happier? It comes down to responsibility and purpose. In this modern age, we have no purpose. We have no responsibility. We don't have to go and slay the bull in order for our brothers and families to eat tonight. There is no reason to do any of these harder tasks anymore because anything and everything has an easier, weaker, but more, we'll say, convenient option. Nothing needs to be worked for anymore. Nothing needs to be overcome. On top of that, we are in no danger for not keeping up with our responsibilities. If you make enough to make ends meet, you work a shitty job, you don't like your boss, you don't like your hours, you don't like the workplace in general, you don't like the environment, but you're making enough to keep that roof stable over your head, you're making enough to put food on the plate, why would you need to improve? Imagine the leader of a tribe. This year, a new predator has come in and it's hunting all the food in your area. If this leader does not decide to change locations in order to attempt to find more food, his people will go hungry, and that's on him. It's his responsibility, his duty, to make sure his people continue to survive. Now imagine your average Joe. He dreams of a better version of the life he has. He wants financial freedom. He wants to go on holidays. He only wants to work 3 hours a week. He doesn't want to work for someone who he doesn't really like, in a place he doesn't like. He wants more money and more success, so he wants to change. The only problem is that he doesn't have any responsibilities that force him to make that change. He's not responsible for his future. He's currently stable as it is, and he's fine with that. Not only that, but he doesn't even have the drive to act on his own. A tribe leader cannot afford to have his people die off, especially when he might have been able to do something about it. But Joe's life remains the same if he doesn't act. He's used to this life. He overthinks too much and makes himself stay in his comfortable but mundane life. He's afraid that if he tries to change now, it won't work and he will lose everything he has right now. Well, I'm going to tell you that that's bullshit. If you don't know what your purpose in life is, it's never too late to start looking. The fear that you'll lose everything if you work hard for a goal is irrational. Let's say you work a 9 to 5 job. You're in your bed for 8 hours a night, and that's 16 hours each week going into maintaining your current lifestyle. So with that remaining 8 hours, use these to work towards your goals. Instead of spending so much time on Netflix, YouTube, video games, all this extra time, put it into your goals, into your purpose. The best part about living in a modern day is that anything, literally anything, can become a successful career if you're willing to put in the work for it. Which means whatever hobby you have, if you put in the work, you'll become successful doing the things you love.